So, I'm a few days late on the Elimination Chamber reactions, but you know, I'm here. I'm here. I've got thoughts and feelings about it, like everybody else. And better late than never. But hope you guys out there having a good day, good night, whatever time this is for you out there. But let's just get right into it now. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. Elimination Chamber was amazing. It really was one of the best PLEs out of the year. And from when the bell rang from the first match until the ending segment with Rhodes and John and Rock all together, it was just boom, 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 boom. Great stuff. Great stuff. Well, for me, so I only saw bits and pieces of the first match. Tiffany Stratton, Trish Stratus, Nia Jax, and Candice LeRae going at it in a tag team match. I saw bits and pieces. This was one of those matches where I felt I didn't really care about it, frankly. And no offense to any of the competitors there. Excuse me. But it's just, this match didn't really do it for me. And, I didn't pay too much attention to it. From what I hear, it was an okay match. And if that was the truth, that's what I expected. My prediction was wrong, so there's that. But yeah, I understand why they did it. I kind of talked about this in the last video. I understand. Well, maybe not the last video, but the video before that when I talked about my elimination predictions. I understand why they did it. Trish Stratus, hometown hero, legend, brought her back for a match with Tiffany Stratton. Just to get the crowd going, get the crowd pumped up for the whole PLE. So my prediction was wrong, but it was an okay match. Now everything after that was just freaking chef kiss. It was great. It was fantastic. I only had one gripe about this match, and that was the Women's Elimination Chamber winner, Miss Bianca Belair, but that's something to talk about when I get to the Elimination Chamber matches. Now, let's go to Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn in an unsanctioned match. Now, I am freaking surprised. I'm very surprised that they actually let these guys go out there and have a pretty crazy match. I was very surprised with how much they were able to do in that match. I mean, no blood, obviously, but it was nice to see the level of chaos that they that ensued. The Kevin Owens stacking tables, pushing Sami Zayn from the top turnbuckle into those tables. It was cool seeing Sami blue thunder bomb KO twice through tables and that crowd section. It was nice seeing the chair shots and everything. I was really hoping that they would have done the headshot with the chair. Maybe they could have brought that back for this, especially being an unsanctioned match, but they didn't, which is fine. It's fine. But I was really hoping to see that. But overall, it was a great match. And no blood, which really surprised me. So I figured if you're going to do an unsanctioned match, you would have some blood in there, and that's something that I talked about with my expectations for this match and what I thought, my expectations. And the questions I had about whether or not this is going to be an unsanctioned match, like an unsanctioned match that we're used to expecting, or unsanctioned because they didn't want to be a part of a match with Sami Zayn versus KO while Sami is injured and facing this psychopath Kevin Owens. And obviously the latter is true, but I was surprised to see that for the most part, this was pretty much an unsanctioned match, or like something that we're accustomed to. Just a great match. Lack of blood. I think the blood would have done much more for the product. I think it could have added more story to it, more realism. I mean, my gosh, they brought a barbed wire wrapped chair, so I don't see why they couldn't have some color on there. I have a feeling that maybe when KO took that bump where he was running towards Sami, and they had that barbed wire wrapped chair set up. He ran at Sami trips him, KO falls headfirst into the chair. I had a feeling that maybe if they would have gotten blood on that particular bump, they would be fine with it. But if it didn't happen, then it didn't happen. They're not gonna cut themselves to get color. It's gonna have to be, in a way, natural. But it was a great match, and then we get Randy Orton afterwards. And poor Randy has to come out with huge returns from himself, and then have that be overshadowed with either another return or a catastrophic event. Punk returning and then John Cena turning heel. But hey, nonetheless, I mean, anytime Randy's going to come out, anytime Randy is going to return, there's going to be a pop. No doubt. Now, that segment was awesome, because he almost saw Randy deliver a punt, which we haven't seen since, I believe, 2020. Back when he was doing his feud with Edge. And I think he punted Shawn Michaels. He might have... Who else did he punt? I remember the Shawn Michaels one being so bad, even though it was during COVID. And they could have played with the camera angles to make it look, good. But it was Shawn, and it might have been Flair, I think. I forgot, but we haven't seen that move since 2020. And that move is, a heel move. That's his crazy, deranged gimmick. So to see that out of a babyface is interesting. I like it. I don't mind it when babyfaces use more vicious moves. I don't mind that at all. But it's interesting to see that Randy is being pushed more and more and more to the edge until he's going to, like he said tonight on Friday Night SmackDown, hear those voices. And once he starts hearing those voices, good Lord Almighty, you better look out. But it was a good aftermath segment. Good stuff. Always good seeing it. Really want to see where this goes to next. Kevin Owens didn't show up on SmackDown tonight. Gosh, dude. I forgot. There's SmackDown tonight, which I just finished watching. And then there was Raw. And then Elimination Chamber. All stuff that I want to talk about. And I literally waited until Friday for all that to happen. And this won't be uploaded until Saturday. So that's great. That's awesome timing on my part. But anyways, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton. Really want to see where this goes. And I mean, when you have an unsanctioned match, where else can you go when it comes to a really heated rivalry? Right? Do you just settle it in the ring, or do you want to add some kind of stipulation to make it more extreme? Next pay-per-view coming up is going to be WrestleMania. So maybe we do I mean, you could do an I Quit match. You can do a loser leaves WWE. You could do something like that. Say KO loses, he can, since WWE's been more open to their wrestlers wrestling in different promotions, he could go wrestle in TNA or one of the Mexican promotions, or even, I think, even NWA, because I saw that they're allowing Natalia to wrestle in one of their tournaments. So, I mean, if that's a possibility, there's no reason why KO can't go out there and do something like that. Or even Bloodsport. Bloodsport is it's a tournament, or it's a pay-per-view, isn't it, for GCW? So maybe he could show up in GCW. That seems more like his style anyways than TNA or NWA or one of these other promotions. GCW, they'd let you go out there and darn near kill yourself. So, and KO has that style. If you let him, he will do that. So that could happen. Or Randy, I mean, it doesn't make any sense, because there's no, I mean, if you're gonna do a night quit match or a loser leaves WWE match between KO and Randy Orton can't lose because he just returned. What are you gonna do? Wait another 4 months and have him return to the, another big pop, and then have some kind of other catastrophic event happen, which could be who knows, R-Truth becoming world champion. I don't know, but you get my point. But there's something we could do there for WrestleMania to really tell more of a story, and to kind of separate KO and Randy from the recent unsanctioned match. Well, what else? What was there? I'm trying to think if there's been any sort of extreme rules or no DQ matches recently, but I mean, besides Cody and KO having that ladder match, I can't really think of anything different or anything similar recently. So I guess if you wanted to, you could do a no DQ match, but after seeing an unsanctioned match, are you really going to want to see that next? Or maybe a no holds barred match where any move is allowed, so we can see KO go for that pile driver again, or Randy go for that pile driver again. Or if that punt, or what? Oh, see, imagine this. They tell Randy, oh, you can't use the punt. The punt is banned. We go to this no holds barred match. KO uses that pile driver. Randy uses that punt. There you go. There you go. Got a little bit of something. That was my cheer. Anyways, so that was an awesome match. Really cool to see. Now, next we have the Women's Elimination Chamber match. Oh, side note, KO versus Sami Zayn. My prediction was right. My prediction was right for KO for the Men's Elimination Chamber for Cody's decision. But I was wrong with the Tiff and Trish tag match, and then the women's elimination chamber match. Let's see. I got some notes written down. So, yep, another good match. I guess for the women's elimination chamber match, I personally wouldn't mind talking more about the decision to have Bianca go over someone like say either Alexa Bliss or Roxanne Perez or even Liv Morgan. So I'm pretty sure everybody's tired of seeing the Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan matches, you know, and I mean personally too. Hey, I'm tired of it too. Personally, I really would have wanted to have seen Roxanne Perez win. I talked a little bit about it before. Roxanne Perez, rising star, heel, going against Rhea Ripley, babyface. Not necessarily a veteran, but she's been around town. She's been world champion for a while. She knows her stuff. You can have these two go at it. Roxanne doesn't need to win, and I don't think she and Rhea like both their momentums I don't think would die if either one of them lost. You know, if Rhea Ripley wins, that's fine. You know, so move on to the next person. Roxanne wins, we have a new champ, and we have someone new to the main roster audience. And, you know, you can go from there. You could run a Roxanne and Bayley program. You could do Roxanne and who else? Who else is on that roster? Man, you could try to do Roxanne and Bianca, but I have a good suspicion that Bianca wouldn't let her go over. Or, no, I'm not gonna say she wouldn't let her go over, but when it comes to Bianca, man, she is very much protected. So I highly doubt they'd let Roxanne go over Bianca. But there's stories you can tell from that if that was the way they would have decided to have gone. But and then you also have Alexa Bliss. I honestly have no idea where you could go from there. And I mean, this is just me sitting down talking about it for a few minutes. You know, if just like anybody else, you sit down, you think about it, and you can really you can come up with something, you know. But Bianca Belair going over the rest of them. Look, I don't mind Bianca. Good worker. Personally, I don't like her promo style. That's just a personal preference. But I don't know. Here's the thing too. It's just, even though Bianca hasn't won a singles championship in a long time, she has won tag team titles, and during her tag team title reign, her team has beaten champions. I'm pretty sure they beat whoever was champion in Damage Control, whether it was Io Sky or Bayley, I think. But anytime they go against anybody, they would usually win, even if that person was champion. And it kind of rubs me the wrong way, you know. Like, come on, just take a loss. Just take a loss. But that's just me, you know. I think too, just burnt out from her first run as champion. But I mean, like I said before, it's been a couple years, and it's not like I don't know, man. Just a personal preference, you know. It's just a personal preference. But she won. We'll see where it goes, you know. I mean, I'm just another voice in the world of professional wrestling. I'm not in this business. I don't live, eat, and breathe this business, even though I would like to. But there's more going on than what I know, than what you know. So, who knows? But after Raw, turns out Io Sky actually wins the Women's Championship, beats Rhea Ripley. Rhea taunted Bianca too much. Io uses that distraction, and in that distraction beats Rhea for the championship, which, yeah, I personally did not see coming at all. Because usually whenever there's a match, a championship match before WrestleMania, the title doesn't switch hands. Until now. Which is, I mean, again, right, everybody? Unpredictability. That's what's been such a prominent factor in WWE storytelling recently, is unpredictability, and it's been great. I didn't suspect it, and who knows, either we're going to get a triple threat match between Rhea, Io, and Bianca, or we're going to stick to singles Io versus Bianca. Now, here's my problem with that. Is that Bianca is more than likely going to go over. In fact, she might go over even if there's a triple threat match. And where do they go from there? Well, Bianca becomes champion. They're already running this story with Jade. And it's possible that they'll probably run Jade versus Bianca at some point for that championship. And there's a possibility that they're doing this, that they're having Bianca win so that she could lose it to Jade to, in a way, pass the torch, even though, you know, you're not really passing the torch. You're more so just giving like a sign of approval of someone on your level. Like, this person is now on your level, not that they're the next generation, if that makes sense. But I mean, Jade needs more work, and hey, she's been gone for a while, so it's possible that she's been working on her wrestling, on her in-ring style, and so, you know, we'll see. But if nothing's changed, then there's absolutely no reason for anybody to drop the title to her. I'm sorry. But if she's improved, then okay. All right. But we'll see. We'll see, man. We'll see. I don't know. I like to be optimistic, especially nowadays when it comes to wrestling. So I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. So I need to check. Oh, my chair. I need to check something on my computer. What is this? What is going on here? I have a Mac now, and it is so different from a Windows. I knew it was different, but I didn't think it was going to be this different. And like, I'm trying to see how. Oh, that's cool. Oh, wow. I've been talking for a lot longer than I intended. Holy crud. Yo, my bad, guys. My bad. I'm gonna try to speed this up, because I don't think anybody's gonna sit here for 30 minutes listening to my behind talk about this. Shucks, dude. I meant to make this like maybe 15 minutes long. And I told myself too, I'm not going to talk for 30 minutes. 30 minutes is way too long, and it's been 24 minutes. Well, I mean, good thing we're on the last segment, the last match, so. Men's Elimination Chamber. Great match. Prediction was right. And it's looking like we are going to get Priest and Drew at WrestleMania. Punk and Seth at WrestleMania, possibly triple threat with Roman Reigns. Who knows? And if they do that, you gotta make it a number one contender match. That's something I wish WWE would do more of. Have more number one contender matches for the tag team championships, for the mid-card titles, and for the world titles. Those should be pretty important considering they're next in line for that title shot. But I digress. And obviously John Cena, Cody Rhodes. Now who does that leave? Logan Paul. Where's Logan fit in all of this, right? He kind of had a little thing with Punk, but I guess that's ended at Elimination Chamber, or maybe we save that for a later match. Or shucks, do we get Punk, Seth, and Logan at WrestleMania? Imagine that. Or Punk, Seth, Logan, and Roman Fatal 4-Way number one contenders match. Who knows? But I mean, if he is, let's see, something else besides those two matches with Logan Paul. Logan. See, I want him to be in the ring with somebody who's just as athletic as he is. So, who could that be? You know what? And this wouldn't work. I was gonna say Chad Gable, because Chad Gable is such a great worker. He's as athletic as they come, and he's already mastering the dark lucha arts. So it would be interesting to see that kind of a match between those two. But he's still a heel. Logan's still a heel. So yeah, I don't see that panning out too much. But I'm just gonna say off the top of my head, and just so I don't make this recording any longer than it has to be, I'm not too entirely sure. But there's a matchup out there. And I already talked about The Rock and John Cena turning heel. Promo with Cody. You know, we'll see about that. No John on Raw. No John on SmackDown. I'm not sure. I'm sure they have like dates for when he's going to come to either one of those shows. But as of right now, I didn't see anything yet. So, but yeah, overall, men's Elimination Chamber, great stuff. Punk. Did anybody notice that Punk took like 3 finishers and did not take the pin? I had to rewatch it, but I'm pretty sure it was like 3 different finishers, and Punk just kicked out each time. And I remember thinking, like, golly, dude, he's probably not going to win if he's kicking out of all these finishers. He's going out strong. He's making sure that he doesn't look weak, because he didn't even tap to the STF. You know, hey, what's wrong with that, man? Whatever happened to that? Not if you watch UFC, not everybody is going to pass out. A lot of guys tap. I don't know. We should bring that back, because realistically, not everybody is going to pass out intentionally. They'll tap. And I don't see nothing wrong with it, man. It's, you know, just personally. But anyways, John beats Punk with the STF. Hopefully, it's called the STFU. And the attitude adjustment is called the FU. The whole heel gimmick with John. But anyways, yeah, it was just pretty crazy seeing Punk take all those finishers and kick out of everything. But overall, man, it was a great match. Perfectly fine with John winning. And not like a situation where with Jey Uso being the winner, like in the Royal Rumble, or anybody that has the character similar to that. So overall, it was great. Now, overall, fantastic pay-per-view. definitely a setup to WrestleMania. We still have a good. I mean, what is today? Today's the 7th, so we still have a month and like, I guess a month and a half until WrestleMania. So we still have a decent amount of time for building up to WrestleMania. So it's fantastic. It's great. It's awesome. But overall, fantastic freaking pay-per-view, man. Yeah, just great stuff, man. Great stuff. So I did end up buying 2K25. I'm planning on doing some gameplay on that. I'll probably do a My Rise, or I guess whatever it's called this year. A My Rise like playthrough or whatever else, but yeah, well, I mean, we'll go from there. I'm excited for the game, and I mean, if there's anything else you guys want to see from that, let me know. But yeah, so hopefully, tomorrow we can get some gameplay going. This new Mac I got for cheap, definitely had to be cheap, because there's no way I was spending like $400, $500, $600 on something. I had to use a firm. But overall, man, it's definitely a lot better than my last computer. The gameplay will be like 720p, but it'll be 60 frames, which is what I really wanted, because the other computer, it was just so choppy. On this Mac, I was getting 30 frames on like 1080p, but reduced that to 720p at 60 frames a second. I think that looks better than 1080p 30 frames. So yeah, so with all that being said, this has been just another voice in the world of professional wrestling, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day or night. Thank you for watching. Blessings.